On this week's weekly video fishing forecast, we'll have a wrap-up of the Manhattan Cup and the South Shore Invitational. We'll have a preview of this week's digital edition of the Fisherman magazine. We'll go around the region with some of this past week's notable catches. Our producer has an op-ed on discarding fish racks, and our correspondents check in from around the island, all here at thefisherman.com.
The fishing news is sponsored by these fine partners.
Today's Thursday, June 8th, 2023, and we start off this week's broadcast with a wrap-up of the prestigious Manhattan Cup by Fisherman publisher Mike Caruso.
On Friday, June 9th, the Fisherman magazine had the opportunity to fish in the Manhattan Cup, New York City's largest and arguably the most fun and only inshore saltwater fishing tournament in Manhattan.
The veterans got a good one today. Let's go get another.
It's a charity event aimed at helping veterans.
And the reason why we come fishing here is to get some of our stress out, and we're all in the same group, come together. It's like a brotherhood.
This is the biggest year we've had to date. I believe it's 51 veterans, 47 boats. There's people in line right now, and their lives are going to be different. Veterans' lives are going to be different at the end of this day because of the work that's put in, the generosity, Steiger, Yamaha, Ray Marine, just everyone, Liberty Landing, and countless others.
I'm a Vietnam veteran, went to Vietnam in '68, was over there for 7 months. I got 2 Purple Hearts and 3 Bronze Stars. We're having a good time. Fishing definitely helps ease the pain of being over there.
The tournament is the vehicle, but that's not why we're here. We're here to get together, doing something that people are passionate about. I mean, look at that skyline. And then to have the natural world so close to that really cosmopolitan, urban hustle bustle.
Whether it's firemen, police, military, our country is free today because of you, and we owe you everything. Thank you.
Yeah.
We are fishing the Manhattan Cup alongside our veterans who put their lives on their lives to afford us the very freedoms we have today.
Manhattan Cup
It's really important to do. Whenever you see a vet, you need to thank them for their service, welcome them home. These guys have been through a lot. Take them fishing.
There was another charity tournament over the weekend that was held at Robert Moses State Park, where I was the weighmaster. Producer Tim C. Smith has the wrap-up of that tournament.
Last Saturday, the second annual South Shore Invitational Charity Fishing Tournament saw 30 boats take off in all different directions during the shotgun start. Anglers competed in 5 categories, including fluke, weak fish, striped bass, bluefish, and tuna. The fair weather brought many fish to the scale, where Matthew Broderick acted as weighmaster. This event raised money for a great cause.
Today we're hosting the second annual charity invitational for the South Shore of Long Island, where Good Samaritan University Hospital is based. And we're raising money for our Level 1 Trauma Center and also for trauma research. None of this would be possible today if it weren't for the leadership and vision of our incredible marina partners and all of our sponsors for the event.
Some of the most prestigious boat dealers were involved in this great charity event.
Today there's no competition. We're all here for a great cause. We have Great Bay, Island Yacht, Suffolk. I'm trying to think who else is involved in it. East Shore Marine. A lot of us got together to put this together. But today we're all friends, we're all raising money for a good cause and having a lot of fun. We got over 30 boats and we're having a great time.
Anglers were treated to a barbecue at the weigh-in, where participants shared their fish stories of the day. First place fluke went to Charlie Crowley on the boat Oyster. First place bluefish went to Great Bay Marina. First place striped bass was awarded to James Baza on the boat No More Shines. Weak fish went to Eddie Terabile, who's also on the board in the Fisherman's Dreamboat contest. No tuna were weighed in. The tournament continues to grow, and next year will be bigger than ever.
And first place, boat 20.
Now I'll tell you what's in this week's digital edition of the Fisherman magazine. There are new proposed shark regulations on the horizon, and in this week's editor's log, I have the details. For you fluke fishermen out there, check out the great column on jig heads for fluke. I have a review on the St. Croix Rift. And for you surf enthusiasts, New England editor Dave Anderson has a great read on staying true to those old spots. Another good reason to be a subscriber to the Fisherman magazine is that you're automatically entered into our Dreamboat contest and a chance to win a center console from Steiger Craft powered by Yamaha. $30 will get you 12 glossy print issues and all the digital issues sent to your inbox. It's the best deal going out there, and now let's get to the 2023 Dreamboat Challenge update.
Now it's time for the Dreamboat Update. It was a lean week for entries in the Dreamboat Challenge, but what few entries lacked in numbers, they made up in quality. Michael Torinero of North Branford, Connecticut, took the second place slot for the Porgy category with this 2.54 pounder. Jim Quinn of Ocean City, New Jersey, landed himself in second place for the flatfish category with this 9.40 pound fluke. And Noel Yosquito of Bloomfield, New Jersey, rounded out this week's entry with his 10th place 2.28 pound sea robin. The leaderboard remains unchanged except for 1 point being extracted from the second and third place leaders. Bobby Civarelli is still leading the world with 18 points. Eddie Terrabil is holding down second place with 12 points, and Kyle Kraus stands in third place with 11 points. The Dreamboat Fishing Challenge is the Fisherman subscriber-only multi-species fishing competition with a chance to win a 21-foot Steiger Craft center console powered by Yamaha, along with many other great prizes. Visit thefisherman.com to subscribe and get all the details so you can be part of the action.
Now let's get to the upcoming events. The Surf Rats Bowl Tournament started on June 1st and continues through July 3rd. I'll have an update on that later in the broadcast. Then today and Friday, it's the Scotty's Offshore Shootout out of Point Lookout. Mark your calendar for June 22nd as the town of Islip puts on a free freshwater clinic. June 24th and 25th is New York State Fishing Free Freshwater Weekend. June 24th is also the Great Gun Mauritius Anglers Shark Tournament. Then coming up on July 8th is the Hampton Bays Fluke Tournament. To get all the details on these events, visit thefisherman.com/events. Discarding your fish scraps overboard after cleaning your fish can cause a stink to your marina or neighborhood, especially on the South Shore where there is less tidal flow. Here's producer Timothy C. Smith with his op-ed.
Many anglers out there clean their catch when they get back to the dock, and often these racks are discarded over the side right next to the boat. Very convenient, but what you may not realize is that when these carcasses decompose, they will float back up to the surface after a day or two. And let me tell you, it's not pleasant. Don't be naive. There are not enough scavengers and crabs to eat the rotting remains. Please don't treat our waterways like sewers. What's your opinion? We'd like to know.
If you have a rant that you'd like the fishing community to hear about, contact Tim at tcslibayrat@gmail.com, and maybe we will get you on the weekly video fishing forecast. Now let's go around the island with some recent notable catches. This week we had some great surf fishing catches make their way in. I'll start out in Montauk with Brendan Cecile's 44-pounder from last week to put him second place in the Montauk Surf Masters tournament. He still trails John Bruno's 48, which was caught earlier last week. Gary the Toad Stevens holds third with his 42. Mike K at Montauk Mike Fishing on Instagram jumped into first in Bill Wetzel's Surf Rats Bowl tournament with the high 40s. That tournament is still running through the month with plenty of time for a leaderboard shuffle. The fishing in Montauk has been a mix of after dark and morning fishing. Keep in mind, while Montauk has these big fish, Mauritius, Shinnecock inlets are both seeing a steady dose of quality stripers after dark too. staying along the lines of surf fishing, but back to the west, where several reports of black drum were caught along the South Shore near Gilgo Beach. I got a total of 4 that I knew about, and they were all weighed into saltwater's bait and tackle. Tom from Holbrook had a 38.12 pounder. Wild Soul caught a solid one using clam. Greg C. put one on the scale as well. Just a score coming by or something developing here? Back to Montauk. The Montauk Star has had some solid trips recently with fish from 5 to 6 pounds making their way into the coolers. Over in Mauritius, the King Cod is also seeing some good fishing in the shallows of Mauritius Bay with fish from 4 to 5 pounds hitting the deck daily. Over on the North Shore, the Celtic Quest continues to come across great porgy catches for their customers as well. If you'd like a shot at seeing one of your recent catches featured here, shoot the photos over to my email, mbroderick@thefisherman.com. Let's get an angler's weather forecast with News 12 meteorologist Rich Von Ohlen, who has reported finally some improved action in the southwest back bays with more numerous schoolies and tons of cocktail blues on top water plugs. Also decent fluke action on bucktails and gulp. Rich.
Hey, thanks, Matt. Let's check that weekend forecast and see what we got going on. You can always check your favorite apps, weather tools, weather sites, whatever you got. This is a general heads-up, general overview on the weather for the upcoming Father's Day weekend. So water temps, 60s now, starting to warm up. We had some warm nights, helping things out a little bit. The weekend, ocean looks good, the sound looks good, east end looks good, general 2 to 4, maybe some 4 to 8s, 20, 30 miles offshore. Could be a little lumpy Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, early Sunday, but should be settling down nicely. A light and variable breeze most of Saturday, midday afternoon, a little low there. Could be some rain in the area, I mean, maybe some showers, but nothing all day. Sunday, Father's Day looks a little better, a little northwest breeze, flattening things out a little bit, not too bad. Maybe a few gusts up to 10, 15, but overall pretty good. High tides, new moon now for the weekend Saturday, North Shore for about midday, South Shore for the morning, 7, 8 a.m. High temperatures, Saturday, 70s, and also the same thing coming up for Sunday, so looks like a nice weekend. A little different view, the Guru, Saturday, northwest, pretty good, 5 to 15. Westerly in the afternoon, little gust there, maybe late Saturday night, early Sunday. Could be a little lumpy at night, but then looks like it settles down a bit, a little light westerly, light and variable throughout the day on Sunday. Overall looking pretty good. So good looking weekend coming up. Looks very fishable in the ocean, the sound, the bays. Looks terrific. Catch them up, be safe. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Have a great weekend, Matt. Back to you.
Now let's check in with Captain Timothy O'Rourke from Montauk. Tim.
Thanks, Matt. Well, greetings everybody from Montauk. It's been another good week. Weather's really starting to turn into summer, and the fishing is following suit. Striped bass, big giant bluefish, still going really strong out here. It's a nice week. There was a bunch of boats posting good information on kids getting out there fishing and enjoying the action. I know the Elizabeth had a group of kids that did well. Huey Chancey on Chancey Charters, he had some good kids on the boat. I had a father and a couple good kids. They all enjoyed the bass fishing and the blue fishing. Some larger bass have moved in. Guys are still getting them good on the diamond jigs. Fluking starting to pick up. The Miss Montauk had a double-digit fluke. The ebb tide's been doing pretty good, and the Viking, they've been picking away. So the party boats, it's definitely getting some good action on the fluke grounds. Things are improving in that department. Tuna fever starting to kick in out here. A couple guys are going out to the edge this week. Hopefully next week I'll have a solid report on that. And there's a ton of bait, a lot of life out there, and there's some reports of fish being caught, but I haven't talked to anyone specifically yet. Montauk Canyon Challenge is coming up mid-July. I'll post a picture of that. And then again, just to everybody who watches this report, I just want to say thank you. I was in Herrick's Hardware today in Southampton, and the gentleman behind the counter said he really appreciated the report. So it's nice to hear that you guys enjoy it, and sometimes I wonder if anybody even watches it. So anybody who does, thank you very much. And until next week, everybody, see you later.
From Sag Harbor, we have Will and Andy.
Thanks, Matt. Report this week out of Sag Harbor. On the offshore front, things are really starting to heat up. We were lucky enough to get out there, heading deep into canyons, as well as the mid-shore grounds are really starting to get a lot better now. All different types of, whether it's yellowfin, bluefin, big eye. Heard some reports of even things like wahoo, and already some early signs of mahi being caught too. So it's going to be a great offshore season, and we're excited for the time ahead.
Thanks, Matt and Will. So now kind of for the inshore side of the report for this week near Sag Harbor, Baconic fishing has still remained very strong, and the weather cooperates, being able to get out there. It's really been lights out, whether that's weak fish ranging from 5 even up to 10 pounds we've heard reports of, to large porgies being caught, as well as fluke also that have moved in finally. They were a little bit behind this year. And then finally really excited for black sea bass season coming up. So, personally my favorite eating fish. I know Will loves them too. So we're looking forward to that, guys. So get out there and we'll see you next week. Back to you, Matt.
From Shinnecock, let's check in with Mike Dean.
Thanks, Matt. Hey, everyone. Striper bite's kind of not too hot here in between Shinnecock and Moriches. About a week ago, it was going pretty good. Dawn Risk got her first striper ever, a nice one, outside of Moriches, and it's been kind of slow since then. There's been some fish in the inlets, but nothing consistent. They'll be in Shinnecock one night, Moriches the next. No real kind of pattern, so kind of frustrating. There is a lot of peanut bunker that moved in, so maybe that's distracting the fish. We got the new moon coming up, so between the bait, the new moon, and going back to the log, there were a decent amount of bunker pods and a nice bite. We still have fish to the west now. So this weekend could shape up pretty good for that Father's Day bite. Fluke bite still kind of, a lot of shorts, some keepers, nothing too exciting, but that should improve in coming weeks. The Gator Blues seem to have moved on. Last time I heard of a big blue being caught was this past Sunday, and they were kind of finicky. I was out yesterday, and just a couple of small, like cocktail size ones. So, but that was really a spectacular bite for just about 6 weeks. So that was pretty cool. The big story was last week, the Manhattan Cup. Just what an amazing day. We really got lucky with the weather, the wildfire smoke clearing, and fellow correspondent Chris Landry won overall in his first Manhattan Cup. His angler, Jim Wartsky, got, I believe it was like a 47.5 pound. It's catch and release tournament, so it's just the measurement with length and girth times something divided by something. But second place went to Team Rockfish that I was on with Captain Adrian Moeller. Keith Overlander caught a really nice bass on a bunker, and the only thing separating Chris and us was it was like less than a half an inch of girth. So it was pretty exciting back at the marina, waiting to see who got it, and just thrilled that Chris got it. It was his first one. He had very good friends of mine were out with him from that fished the Western Sound. They had a blast. Everybody had a good time. So yeah, it was like 47 boats, 51 veterans. We had over 220 anglers. The generosity of sponsors like Ray Marine, Steiger Craft, Yamaha, Black Rifle Coffee, No Life Bait Needed, Salt Mafia, Fat Cow Fishing, and on and on and on. And not just the sponsors, but also people that listen to check out this video report and follow me and the Manhattan Cup on social media. We were in a serious jam. We lost about 5 or 6 boats about a week before the tournament, and we put the message out, and people listened, stepped up, had a blast. Mike Biot from Moondog Fly Fishing was one. Eric Lazo, one of the Salt Savages, literally the day before, he said, I'll be there, and he got a few guys out, and it was just awesome. Meeting these veterans, there's nothing like it in the world. There's guys that were there that I've met in past years, and I was absolutely thrilled to see Doug Lewis, who's attended before, won the Warrior Division, for which we give the Chris Raguso Award. Chris was in the Air National Guard 106 Rescue Wing and based out of Gabretzky here in West Hampton, and members of the current 106 Rescue Wing and 103rd Para Rescue group attended. That was really a thrill that they were there. Steiger Craft sponsored the category, which gave it a real Long Island feel to things, which was very cool. So it was just great. We raised a ton of money to ensure that these veterans next year will get out, and also throughout the year we'll be able to support them. So if you weren't there this year, hopefully we'll see you next year. And like I said, a heartfelt thanks to everybody that was there. Congratulations to all the winners. So let's see what this new moon does. The peanut bunker around. I have a good feeling. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, and being a fishing dad. One guess on what I'm going to be doing with my son on Sunday. So hopefully the dads get out there and catch something. All right, back to you, Matt. Thanks.
From Northport, we have the Cow Harbor Bait and Tackle Report.
Wow, it's another fantastic week of fishing. I mean, it's uncontrollable.
Yeah, what's on the end of this?
Time will tell.
Perseverance pays out.
That's it, man. We definitely...
Great Captain's Network.
That's right, we put in our time today.
And understanding when the tide changes, really, combined with that oncoming front, really turn on the fish. This is wonderful. Hey, thank you, Captain Gage, for having me out today.
Yeah, anytime, buddy. This is a
huge bass, loads of 30, 40, 50-pound class fish, really big gator bluefish, porgies everywhere. I don't know. I haven't heard about any weak fish going on. The fluking's still pretty good, but they're laying low and they're out of the way of these big fish because, I'm serious, these fish, they could eat 12, 15-inch fluke. No problem. So you know those fluke are hiding out. Listen, this week, the Saturday is going to be the big Operation Real Heroes. It's the give back to our Wounded Warrior Project. Going to be out there. They're coming in on Friday. Saturday is going to be the fishing. Sunday's going to be celebration and giveaways. And it's just a fantastic weekend. And if you ever want to find out about it, look into Operation Real Heroes here in Long Island and contribute. It's going to be over like 25 boats this year. It gets bigger every year. It's fantastic. It leaves from Huntington Harbor, right behind our hail site shop, over where James Joseph picks up his customers all the time. And you should go over there, say hello, meet some people, find out, get involved. It's just a fantastic thing. And I'll tell you, I have nothing but wonderful things to say about this week. The memories, it's unbelievable. Just, wow, you could see how many fish in these joyous faces. It's great. But remember, the fish are on the end of the hook, so we want to do our best to revive them. So keep your pictures fast and furious and get the fish back in the water. You know, until next week, I bid you all peace and tight lines.
Let's check in with Captree Bait and Tackle.
Thanks, man. I just want to let you guys know that the Captree piers are on fire right now. Weak fish, fluke, you know, all keeper size. There's been a lot of kingfish around. Blue claws are starting to wake up now. A lot of those lady crabs, honestly, we're like good to go. And I just wanted to wish everybody a happy Father's Day, and we'll see you out there.
From the Fire Island area in Great South Bay, let's check in with Captain Al Lorenzetti.
Hey Matt, Captain Al here for the Fire Island Report. Weather for the weekend looks like it's going to be pretty decent, and the fishing has improved. I was really happy to see that the fluke fishing has improved. It was really, really poor around Fire Island, but now it's gotten to be pretty decent, and some big fish too. So fluking is excellent. A lot of striped bass still around, but the big bluefish are making it tough to get through. You put a live bait down, half of them you're going to lose to the bluefish, but you will catch some striped bass. Bluefish everywhere, surface, up on the plugs, on bait, down the bottom. And also still weak fish down Ocean Beach, but they're starting to spread out. I heard of people catching them off at Heckscher State Park and some of those deep sluways there. So that's also something to look at. Offshore, some shark fishing is happening now. Threshers I know were caught. And also there's a black drum bite along the beach, believe it or not. Kind of unusual, but fish anywhere up to like 60 pounds. So surf guys, be ready with the heavy tackle. So Matt, that's about it. It looks like the fishing's going to be good. Weather's going to be decent. So we'll keep in touch. Talk to you next week.
Jones Beach Bait and Tackle has a report from the west.
Thanks again, Matt. For the Jones Beach side of things, I just want to let you guys know, bass on the piers, bluefish on the piers, mostly all on bunker, I will say that. Fluke is kind of slow on the piers, but, you know, the dogfish and some sea bass, kingfish, they're starting to come up and really, you know, keep everything interesting. I just wanted to say we had a great time. We had the Nassau County PAL Special Needs Unit come out, and we did some fishing with the kids, and it was really fun. Here's a picture. And yeah, so get out there. Happy Father's Day again. And yeah, go fishing, especially this weekend. Take the family, or have the family take you. And yeah, get out there, go fishing. There's plenty of fish around. Stop by the shop if you need some help. All right.
With our Fly and Freshwater Report, we have Paul McCain from River Bay Outfitters.
Hello, Matt.
Well, here we are. We're doing, River Bay Outfitters had a trip up on the Beaver Kill, and we're floating it. We're floating it in these stealth crafts. It's just a lot of fun. It hasn't been phenomenal fishing. We've had weird weather this year. The Silphers should be really coming off. We're kind of a little early, but we did have some caddis action. Mark Wayne did catch the one. Actually, he caught his on a blue wing olive. So on a day like this, it might be blue wing olives. So we never know. But it's so much fun in these float crafts. And the Delaware is the best trout river east of the Mississippi, and no question in my mind. It is just absolutely great. As far as the saltwater goes, still good if you get out. But you know, with the cooler temperatures, you still can have a good action during the day. But as soon as the sun goes down, that's when it really shines. That's when I really like it. But hey, it's fishing. I'm going to get back to floating the Delaware, the most relaxing fish that I could think of, and with a stealth craft. And they're not expensive, and they're extremely durable. I've had mine for over 5 years. And if you're interested in them, they're Outcast Stealth Pros. That's what I use. Give me a call. It is a terrific way to float and fish the Delaware system. So until next week, tie lines, everybody.
Let's check in with Chris Landry, who participated in the Manhattan Cup himself.
Thanks, Matt. Well, cue up the Jadakiss.
The champ is here!
That's right. The Rocksteady crew won the 2023 22nd Annual Manhattan Cup. What an honor it was to participate. We won first prize with the biggest bass, 50 inches by 27¼ girth, which was just a little bigger than Bass Appeals fish. They took biggest bass on bait. My Windhole Charters took a few awards. Congratulations to everyone that partook. It was a massive effort by all the organizers, all the sponsors. We raised a lot of money for a great cause. It was the biggest Manhattan Cup in 22 years with over 40 boats. And I will definitely be participating next year. It was veteran Jim Wartsky who reeled up the winning fish on Rocksteady Charters. We had a great crew. Carl Newman was my mate. The pickings were slim. There's massive bunker out there, but there's very few bass on them. Like I said in my last report, it's thinning out. You can still get them, but you're gonna have to work for them. So what an amazing event. And in other news, Fishing the Atlantic, Polo Grounds, Polo Sportsman is doing an amazing catch and cook at Whit's End every week. Whit is a master at what he does. Go to Anglers Night at Whit's End, especially on this cook and clean night where we're cooking up things we don't normally cook and eat. A couple days ago we had sea robin. Whit cooked up this sea robin like a master class. It was a work of art, and let me tell you, we always throw those birds back, but they are delicious. We even fried the wings, the tail. We ate the whole thing, the head. So look up Fishing the Atlantic, Whit's End, and come out for Catch, Clean, and Cook. All right, shout out to everyone that participated in the Manhattan Cup. I will be back next year. Peace.
Let's check in with David Rogers. Dave.
Thank you, Matt. Summer is right around the corner, and fishing in the Western Sound remains to be hot. Bluefish are still around in large schools and are biting everything from chunk bait to topwater lures, and anglers are enjoying biting these big gator blues. Striped bass fishing remains to be great. There are still big bass holding structure. I was able to entice the bite from this big striper using a flutter spoon by Structure in high current. Anglers have also been getting the bass to bite by chunking bait by Underwater Structure and live lining Bunker. The flounder bite overall is getting better day by day, with some keepers being caught in the sound, but mostly shorts are being pulled up. When it comes to porgies, the bite is heating up, with anglers finding jumbo porgies in the bays and larger schools of porgies out in the sound. While the porgy and flounder bite will get better as the season continues, the bluefish and bass bite could start to slow down in the next coming weeks until the fall run brings them around again. So take this opportunity to get out this week and fish while the bite is still on. Well, that's all I got for this week's report. And as always, guys, make sure to check out Funky Fishing on YouTube to get a more detailed look into what's biting around the island. Stay groovy, everyone, and back to you, Matt.
Raul Ortiz, the urban angler, has this report from around the city.
Hey guys, Raul Ortiz here, the urban angler, with my report. Fishing continues to be good all around the city, with stripers and blues still being caught. A lot of stripers still coming out of the Hudson River, it looks like, even though a lot of fish have moved on. A lot of fish are still being caught on the North and South Shore beaches of Long Island and Long Island Sound. Bait, lures, it doesn't matter. Fish are still there. Sometimes you might have to put in a little more time than normal, but they're still around. Just not in big numbers unless you go out east, guys. Anyway, tight lines to all. Thanks, guys, for the pictures as always. And back to you, Matt.
If you'd like to be a part of our weekly video fishing forecast, we're looking for social media savvy anglers for hyperlocal reporting from around the New York Metro and Long Island area, and especially from the beach. So if you're a captain, tackle shop, or just an avid angler, contact my producer at tcslibayrat@gmail.com. The Fisherman magazine has launched their apparel store, hats, sweatshirts, hoodies, t-shirts, all online now, and free shipping with orders over $100. It's the perfect gift for yourself. Visit thefisherman.com/shop or click on the card in the upper right. Remember to like our video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and tap on the bell to be notified instantly when we post a new video on YouTube. Check out this video's description on YouTube for all the related links and index for specific reports. Please support our correspondents by visiting their websites and their social media pages. Don't forget that this video is available as a podcast also on iTunes and Google Podcasts. Search for the Fisherman Magazine podcast and subscribe so you can listen to this broadcast and our other content. The upcoming weekend is looking very fishable, so get out there and fish hard, and we'll see you right here next week at thefisherman.com.